Hey guys, it's me, Tianna Jones, also known as Callie Faye, and we're here with Universal Revolutionary Healing. We have a special guest today on the podcast talking about different things as he is a historian. I had met him in Austin, Texas, guys. He was really great. We met at a film event, and here we are. We're reuniting. We're here today to just talk about different things that exist in the world. And most people don't want to talk about different things because they're just busy, or maybe they're not even realizing what's happening in the current news or the current facts of what happens in the world. But here he is, Jonathan Angelo I'm so sorry. How do I say the last name?
My name is Concepcion.
Oh, wow. And what ethnicity is that?
I am Filipino American.
That's great. Okay, so we're going to get into this, just kind of connecting and like really just discussing some things. So go ahead and tell people your background on education and what makes your voice credible.
So I'm a filmmaker, and my brand is Troll Crushing, mainly anti-Semitic Holocaust deniers, because their lies are very damaging to the fabric of society. I'm a business major, which gives me a lot of insight into economics, specifically all of those ridiculous conspiracies about the Jews controlling the banks and how wrong they are. And I also studied history. My special field in history is World War II, the Holocaust, the Soviet Union, and the Pacific War, specifically how after the war, the Holocaust survivors were denied justice and robbed, and also how some of Japan's wartime victims were robbed. As a filmmaker, I've made 2 films tackling this subject. My first film, 211, is a screenplay about how the German justice system was manipulated to deny the Jewish victims of the Holocaust justice. And my other screenplay, The Comforters, is the same, about how the comfort women survivors were cheated out of reparations. These are very heavy subjects, so I use genre to help the audience digest them more by creating characters that they can relate to. The first, a lesbian couple struggling in a world that hates them, and the second, a heist crew of women who at first do not trust each other, but later grow closer together through their shared journey. And I'll be going to Poland to deliver a lecture about this topic.
Wow, remarkable work, and congratulations on your screenplays and your upcoming films and all of your future endeavors.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you so much for coming on today. So I just want to know, what do you feel that people need to know about history in general and the passion of why they should even care?
Well, that's a good question. History is political. History is manipulated a lot of the time. I mean, right here in Texas, a lot of governments are cracking down on education about the Holocaust because of the warnings it poses about hatred and intolerance and where they lead. And even in Asia, the history of the Pacific War is being manipulated. The story of the comfort women specifically ties to rape culture and the denial of justice to the victims of rape. The case of the comfort women is the largest case of human trafficking, sex trafficking in the 20th century. Between 200,000 and 500,000 women from all across Asia were abducted, and 95% of them died in those comfort stations. They were sexually assaulted, they were abused, and then they died. Today, there are only 50 survivors left. They were denied justice, and it might be too late to help them, but I want to make sure that the truth about who they were, their nobility, and how they resisted is remembered, and how they were denied justice as an example to all victims of sexual assault, and a reminder that they're not alone.
Thank you. And in that time, there's so many people that just never got to get their story out. I think what you're doing is creditable, noble, and very brave. And everyone knows my name is Tianna Danae Jones, also known as Callie Faye. I've been through my own sexual abuse, physical, mental, verbal. There's a storyline with my book, Cali Girl, How Did You Make It in the Treacherous Streets of Detroit? But here I am as part of history communicating with Jonathan because I feel that it is important for us to share the light within all women for equality. And I believe that he is a creditable source that can be defined into history as now the 21st century nobility and bravery. And everyone has a course and a story. So I believe today has been structured precisely because the mind is powerful. And again, that I keep telling people utilizing technologies and media, we can go ahead and help each other. We can help each other, give each other platforms. We can utilize the reason why we can get together and spread the information in a correct way, not more or less in a fallacy way, just a way to give back to the people that never had their stories heard. So this is the reason I wanted to get together with him today. My story is important. I believe that it should be coming out and be known with somebody that has a source of faith base in their heart. And God chose Jonathan today because he has noble intention and he has a heart to know right from wrong. So I believe that that is why I contacted him to go forward with this podcast so that he can have the first exclusive for me discussing what I am with the 21st century, being 14 ethnicities, my grandparents being killed in the great-grandparents being killed in the Holocaust, and also part of a survivor of domestic ancestral DNA. And I believe that most people go through these things, but they're not talking about it. They're not talking about who they truly are because they don't have anyone they can trust. And today I decided to trust Jonathan with this information as an exclusive, as him being a historian, and also him learning about different situations and storylines with not just the Japanese, the German, and also many others. I see that people like him that actually put in the information of research and data, those are the people you can trust, the people that know the back end and that still have a voice to stand up for other people. And that's why I'm here today. I'm here to be a voice for others as well. As a woman, I can say that all lives do exist and women's lives do exist, because we all exist to align with human rights and respect for one another. In this time, there's different nations with different rules, but the same corruption is abrupt through all nations that have too much issues that seem to be history repeating itself. And I believe that if we have historians and credible sources and doctors and new people that will be the leadership of the foundations of our history, just like Jonathan and myself, as we are still part of the youth, I believe that that future can be shifted in energy, whether it's the fashion industry, film industry, whether it's the media industry. Just like my company, Cali Girl Books LLC, we're in media, all arts, film, music. There's no confusion, technology. And with one's mind, a company can be that breadth of increase of evolutionary economics. Anyone can increase their potential. So I'm so grateful that Jonathan's here. And Jonathan, I am so blessed to have you here. What would you say to the world right now if anything could change? If they could actually just wake up and try to change within to make a better world, what would you tell them?
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. As a historian, I know how unfair the world is. Right now, I'm looking at an official document of the U.S. where the president told courts to dismiss all cases where American Holocaust survivors tried to sue German companies for being for basically being slaves. The United States prioritized the well-being of these companies over its own citizens, and injustices like these are happening all over the world. So all I can really say is trust yourself and trust the people who you love and who are there with you, just like I trust you, Tianna. And I trust everyone around me and with me and the world and also God. Trust yourself, trust your feelings, trust those around you who you want to trust. Follow your heart. That's all we can do in an imperfect world. It begins with us.
Thank you. And I trust you too. I believe that everybody meets for a reason and everything happens for a reason. Thank you so much for this interview. Now, if you could ask somebody, where would you be in the next 10 years? Do you believe that you would be able to discover more amazing things, give more value to all countries and all nations? Global peace is above us and with us, and it's at our reach. And we feel like sometimes it's so far away, especially when you go about history and the wars and the things that are happening right now politically and officially with spirituality. Can you believe that this war will end at one point?
Everything ends eventually.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for today. The last question I have for you is, where do you think that the Holocaust survivors are going to be able to go now that they're getting blocked legally?
Well, right now, the Claims Conference is the one acting as the mediator and the recipient for German reparations. But those are only for Jewish people. For non-Jews, they have to go directly to the German government, and it depends on them if they're going to disperse further compensation or not. It's a very flawed system, but hopefully it can be fixed and we can learn from the truth about this history without any biases or conspiracies, just the truth.
What would you say for someone like me that is, descent of someone who died in the Holocaust? And let's say I needed to take action against anybody that was still trying to determine my fate as if history was going to repeat itself. What would you say to me to be able to fight back as a humanitarian and someone that has faith?
I'm honored to be with you. I mean, my own grandparents grew up in Japanese occupied World War II, where the Japanese occupied Philippines in World War II, where they hid from bombs. So I understand, and it's truly a privilege to talk to you right now. And I want to encourage you, because these survivors, they didn't give up. They kept fighting after the war, even though they were denied justice at every turn. I think of a story where one survivor who eventually managed to claim his reparations, he didn't use them for himself. He donated it to charity, to a local playground for his community, so that they would have a safe place. So you're a very strong person, and you are not alone. And like I said, it all goes back to trust. As scary and frightening as the world is, there are good people who are willing to stand by your side and face any hardship with you. They'll come to you, they'll be drawn to your goodness, just like I was.